Oh, little. Try to adjust this camera like you don't want to stay steady. Hold on. Try something here. Because I ain't got time to fight with this. No, don't end it. Stay. Because I just started. All right. Maybe this. Let me try to. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. Let me try to do this. I ain't even know why this camera. I want to. Let's see. I'll try to do it like this. All right. There we go. What we doing here? Is I'm live? Oh no 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 nope nope. That's not right. Okay, there we go. Who's here? Justin Hickson. Hello, DDTS. Caught alive. Hey, welcome to the live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to DDTS episode 583. I hope y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me before we start? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Welcome to the live, Justin Hickson. Welcome. Hey, from the SIP, welcome to the live. How you doing? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me from the SIP? Can you hear me, Justin? Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, please let me know. I know I'm late. I'm late. But hey, I'm my own boss. So hey. Can y'all hear me? Let me put it in the chat. Um okay. I sure was gonna text it. Okay, y'all can hear me, right? Okay, good deal, good deal, good deal. Let me put it up here. Show on stage. Okay, okay. From the SIP. Okay, yes. Let me put you back on. Okay, just making sure. Thank y'all so much for joining me. We got a good show today. I'm probably be on here for about an hour since I supposed to been on here at 1:20. I'll probably be on here to about 2:30 or however long it takes to discuss these topics. But welcome to DDTS. And we have a show, a live episode for y'all today. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get into it with y'all today with today's topics. Thank you so much, Justin. Thank you so much from the SIP for coming in. We're gonna go ahead and get into this. But first, if you haven't hit that like button, subscribe button, and that notification bell, so you would get notified when I have new videos uploaded. This is a live that I wanted to do since yesterday, but I was too tired yesterday. But I said, you know what? Let me go on and do it today. Um, Today is gonna be a wild live, y'all, because we're gonna be talking about Keke Wyatt and her son coming out and basically saying what kind of person his mama was, well is, and how she basically trying to be relevant and take his cancer diagnosis while she is in public. Basically what he was saying was allegedly, like everything in this live and in this video is alleged, even though you can look it up and see the same stuff. Let me just go out here and put this out there. Everything in this video is alleged, in this live is alleged. And with that being said, so basically Keke Wyatt's son basically made a video on TikTok. I saw it on Neighborhood Talks, and it was shared to me. And he was like, "Put a finger down if your mother took your cancer diagnosis allegedly and put it out to the public." Basically, putting it out to the public for publicity reasons, relevant reasons. But yet, I think that's how he said. I'm not for sure. Basically, she was saying, "Yes, my son got cancer, this and that, and the third," which is sad. It's alleged that he has cancer, and her son basically came forward and said, "Yes, he has cancer." Basically, he was saying allegedly that she was doing one thing in public, doing one thing in front of the cameras and in public, but behind those closed doors, she basically was like telling her son. You can go back and watch that video if you haven't, of her son um talking about it, saying that basically him having cancer and him being part of the alphabet mafia, if you know what I mean, meaning the LGBTQ community, is his karma. He basically made a video detailing it allegedly, and he put a finger down. So we're going to talk about that first. Basically, I'm going to read this article and we're going to discuss it, okay? If that's okay, I want to elaborate with y'all. I want to, share my thoughts with y'all. We're going to talk about Keke Palmer, her son, that situation. And then we're going to talk about Kelly Price. We're going to talk about Kelly Price and her allegedly saying that she was basically calling black women disrespectful. I wanted to elaborate on that as well because that was like Kelly Price before my mama passed away. May she rest in peace. That was my mama's favorite singer, Kelly Price. One of my mama's favorite singers was Kelly Price. And I have to elaborate on that situation. She basically calling black women disrespectful. And I guess it has something to do with body shaming, but we are basically gonna get into that. But let me ask y'all fans that is on this live. Thank y'all for waiting on me for being late, even if I was late. But let me ask y'all, let's do a poll. What topic should be first, Kelly Price or Keke Wyatt and her son situation? Which topic should I talk about first? For once, I want to give my fans a option to do something. What should be first? Kelly Price topic or Keke Wyatt's son situation topic? I'm gonna give y'all that choice. Also, the link is up if you would like to come up and be a guest and and elaborate. So, what should we do first? Keke Wyatt's son or okay, or Kelly Price? Okay. So we're gonna talk about Keke Wyatt first. From the SIP, which topic do you think we should do first? Justin Hickson says Keke Wyatt. From the SIP, if you're still in here, what topic shall we do? I want to touch on Keke myself, but I wanna ask from the SIP, what should we do first? I have my coffee right here. That helps me too. Keke Wyatt. Okay, Keke Wyatt for the win. So we're gonna basically talk about Keke. So y'all ready to get the show started? Okay, let's go ahead and get the show started. Okay, first and foremost, I'm gonna start trying to go live once a week after I do topics and stuff of the week. So let me put this up here. Please, everyone, if you are new here, please give Justin Hickson a follow on YouTube and give from the SIP a follow on YouTube and a subscribe to both of their channels. And now we're going to talk about from the SIP. Okay, now we're finna go ahead and get into this topic with Keke Wyatt. Y'all ready? Keke Wyatt, y'all ready? Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. So, I thought my laptop was charged the whole time, but it wouldn't. But we finna go ahead and get into this. So here we go. So it says, Keke Wyatt's son says singer called his cancer karma and exploded his illness for attention. That's what it was. Basically, what her son was saying. I knew I didn't have it all the way right. Basically, what her son was saying, that his mama, Keke Wyatt, called his cancer karma for him being part of the LGBTQ community, allegedly, and being gay, allegedly, part of the LGBTQ community, saying that behind closed doors, that his cancer, his illness was karma for being a part of the LGBTQ community. But basically, when she was out in public, she basically putting his illness and his sickness out there for attention to be relevant. So basically she was doing two type of things, and basically allegedly, I know I'm probably wrong for saying this, she was being fake. She was being fake in my opinion. But we're going to read this topic and we're going to elaborate on it. And before I start reading the topic, I'm just going to say this. Kiki and her 11,000 kids that she done had. I don't know if she pregnant again. I don't know. Now we know Keke Wyatt is a well-known name in the music industry. But my thing is this. Why would she basically do this? Why would she put her child's illness for attention to be relevant, just to make like she cares for her son, for the whole world to know, like she may like she cares for her son, but deep down behind closed doors, allegedly, she using his illness to make him feel guilty for him being a part of the LGBTQ community. And I think that is very sad. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this topic. So here we go. So we're gonna talk about Keke Wyatt. Okay, so here you go. Keke Wyatt's 23-year-old son, Roger Key Morton, is speaking out against his mother, accusing the R&B diva of exploiting his past cancer diagnosis for personal gain and attention. Roger, who openly identifies as part of the LGBTQ community, or as he described it, the Alphabet Mafia, claimed that while Wyatt has presented herself as supportive in the past, her behavior behind closed doors has been far from that. Joining in on the Put a Finger Down TikTok challenge, Roger posted a video to his Instagram on Friday, which was yesterday, September 5th, where he presented the personal prompt, a finger down if you were diagnosed with cancer as a teenager and your parent decided to publicly announce your diagnosis for personal gain and attention behind the scenes, saying that your diagnosis is karma for you being a part of the alphabet mafia. And if they known you were going to turn out like this, they could have kept their money. Now, wow. That's another part I forgot to include. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. He then had only four fingers remaining with his thumb turned down. See below. Um, I might have to edit this, but it's automatically gonna be on YouTube. But I'm probably gonna edit this and put the videos down below So y'all can basically watch for y'all self allegedly. Like now, this is alleged. And I think it's sad that, you know, I think it's sad that, a parent will say this or do this to their child. And I think the part that gets me and the part that makes me pause was the last statement was, if they known that he was going to turn out like that while having the diagnosis of cancer and him being a part of the alphabet mafia, if they would have known that he was going to be a part of the alphabet mafia while having cancer, they could have kept that money. Now, basically, that's saying, oh, so you're a part of this community, you're a part of this and that. Well, if I would have known that, I would have kept my money. That's your karma for being this and that, part of that community. So basically, his mother, Roger Morton, basically said allegedly that his diagnosis, his cancer illness diagnosis, is karma because he's part of the LGBTQ community. Well, in his case, the alphabet mafia. Well, with that being said, I have to say this, regardless of the fact that is still her child, that is still her child. And I feel like I'm not a parent. I'm not a parent. I don't have any plans to be a parent. But I'm going to say this. At the end of the day, Keke Wyatt gave birth to him. As a parent, she should love her child, all her kids the same. Treat them with kindness, love, attention, affection, and all of that. It does not matter what a child identify as. Still love your child. Even if you do not agree with the lifestyle, the orientation, or however your child live your life. Don't give up on your child because they identify with a certain community or they love someone of the same sex, gender, or this and that and the third. Love your child, support your child, be there for your child, and especially if they're going through a serious, life changing situation such as cancer. Now, for a parent to basically do one thing in public, to announce her child's diagnosis in public, trying to use it for attention, trying to use it to stay relevant, trying to use it to keep herself afloat like she really is this supportive mother. Like I said, I don't really know. This is alleged. I'm gonna say allegedly, even though you can look it up and see it on here. Now, my question is this: how are you going to try to let the world know in public about your child diagnosis like you care, like you this and that and the third? But behind those closed doors, allegedly, you saying that you having this diagnosis of cancer is your karma for being a part of the alphabet community. Now that is sad. And if they knew if you would have turned out like that, they would have kept their money because you part of the alphabet community and you have cancer. So basically you telling me, are you a basically are you saying are you a homophobe? Are you Or you are somebody that is against it? Like, what is it? I think I got a comment. Let me read it. Justin Hickson has wrote, I agree, DDTS. That's right. Yes, love your child regardless of the fact. Support them. Love them. If you don't understand it, hey, there are books to learn. You can learn by reading a book. You can learn about looking it up online. Anything, because technology is your best friend. The thing with me, I'm not a parent. And I don't think I'll be a parent in the future anytime soon. I'm not worried about that. But for example, if my child would have came to me and told me that they are a part of the community, and if they are already sick with cancer, this and that and the third, I'm not going to turn my back. I'm going to do everything I can to help my child. I'm going to do everything I can to support my child. If I don't understand, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure I learn from my child. What does that mean? What is it that I have to learn? What is it that I need to know to understand for my child to feel comfortable, to feel like they don't have nothing to worry about, to help my child know that they ain't gonna have nothing to worry about. They ain't gonna have to worry about nobody trying to get on them or anything. Now, in Keke Wyatt's situation, I don't know what would possess her to tell her child this behind closed doors, may like she supports her child in public, and put it on social media that her child has cancer, this and that and the third. But like what her son Roger says, allegedly, when he was a teen. Whether he has the cancer now or not, I'm not for sure, but this says when he was a teen. And he decided to get in on the TikTok challenge, put a finger down edition. And he said, put a finger down if your parent used your diagnosis in public to gain attention, but behind closed doors, it's a different scene. And if they would have known that you would have been a part of the Alphabet Mafia, as Roger Keke Wyatt's son allegedly says, if they would have known that, they would have kept their money. If they would have known that you would have been a part of the Alphabet Mafia and known if you were still sick. So basically, that basically tell me you basically will let your child leave this earth just because of that, just because they are part of a community that they feel and that they know in their heart. That's how they've been feeling all along, that they belong in, that they want to belong in, that they want to feel accepted, love. So basically, you basically will tell me, that basically tells me you're going to let your child leave this earth with a diagnosis. And he tells you that he is part of the alphabet community. So basically, you will let your child leave this earth knowing that they have this diagnosis, and you know that they have this diagnosis. You will let your child believe that you support them, and it's a different story. Like it's beyond me. But what do you guys think about that? Is I'm right or is I'm wrong? Hey, Brandon of Palm Beach, welcome to the live. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, just got in. I didn't hear. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? I got something else that I want to say. Okay, you can hear me. Okay. Welcome to the live, Brandon. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I did not know I was gonna go live. I did a spur of the moment. I said, you know what, let me go live. I'm gonna try to go live once a week. Get these watch hours up and basically push through this because I love doing what I do. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish this about Keke Wyatt. From the SIP, if you're in here, Justin Hickson, if you're in here, I'm gonna ask something about Keke Wyatt allegedly. What rubbed me the wrong way with her, not because of hers, not because of her son situation and how she did her son, but it was something else different that I've heard allegedly. Oh, before I get started on that, let me read this last paragraph. So social media had much to say with the one person commenting on X. This is disgraceful. I'm gagged. Not Kiki. Not liking the not liking the gas child. I'm sorry. Her son had to go through that. Smith. Another person remarked, this is really crazy. I'm sorry to hear this, Roger. I'm gagged. I didn't know this was your mother. Kiki Wyatt has yet to respond to Roger's claims. Back in 2017, Wyatt revealed her son's cancer prognosis in an emotional Instagram video asking fans for prayers as she prepares to shave her head in solitary. So basically, this was back in 2017, basically allegedly when her son Roger was diagnosed with cancer, and so she shaved her head. Now you had social media like what I just read. You have social media saying that they was gagged, that they did not know that Kiki Wyatt was his mother. Honestly, I did not know that Kiki Wyatt was his mother. But then once the video was shared to me, I had to look at Kiki Wyatt's picture and I had to look at um her son's picture. And I'm like, yeah, they favor a lot. They favor a lot. Like honestly, they favor a lot. They favor a lot. But I'm still in disbelief, you know what I'm saying? Even though that this happened back in 2017, I thought that this happened recently, but it's a good thing I looked up on my laptop and that I'm elaborating on this so y'all know this happened back in 2017. But to tell your child that if they knew you was gonna be a part of the alphabet mafia as Roger claimed, and he was diagnosed with cancer. Basically, you basically saying that you don't care if your child passes on while having this illness. Basically, you telling your child that it is his karma for being the way that he is with this diagnosis. And that is not no way to treat your child, the child that you gave life to. I wouldn't give up on my child for anything, regardless of who your child loves, who they want to be, what community they wants to be a part of. That child is part of you because your genetics, half of you are in your child. Like a lot of people don't understand it. That's just I don't know how to explain it, but Kiki Wyatt, out of all peoples, and her 11,000 kids, and I'm not even trying to exaggerate. You can't tell me out of all your kids, you didn't think that none of your kids was going to be a part of the alphabet mafia. Honestly, come on now. It's plenty of kids in the celebrity world, Hollywood world, and not in the Hollywood world. You are going to have a child. You're going to have children that are different in many ways. including sexual orientation ways, and whether you approve or don't approve. If parents say they support their kids, love their kids unconditionally, then I think it is in the parents' interest to try support the child's decision on what they want to do. The, the parent might not agree with it. They don't have to agree with it, but at the same time, just stand by your child and let your child know that you are there for them. Now you got some parents that's want to stand with their child regardless of the fact, and then you got those parents that are not. But Keke Wyatt, I'm just blown back. I'm just blown back by this. Again, she has not yet to respond to Roger's claims of the situation. But let me ask y'all, did I include everything that there was to include on this topic with Keke Wyatt and her son Roger? And if there's anything that y'all want to add in, please feel free to add it in. You're more than welcome to. This is what we're here for. We're here to talk about these things. We're here to elaborate. This is what I do. I talk about these type of things. I talk about the hot gossip, the hot tea, everything. I was not feeling up to doing this live. I was gonna rest for a little bit, but part of me saying no, DeAndre, you have to get up. You have to get up. Do what you love to do. Touch on this topic. Get your get your energy, get your workflow up, get it up, get it up and do what you love to do. And that's what I'm doing. I get up and do what I have to do. I could have sat down, I could have laid down and took a nap, watched TV, vibed. At this point of time, no, something in my head kept telling me, keep pushing. Do more content. Do more content. But believe it or not, I've been doing content every day this week. I've done content every day this week, I tell you, if I ain't mistaken. I did content Tuesday. I did some Wednesday. I did some. Did I do anything Thursday? I didn't get to do any Thursday, but I about did some every day this week. But before we close this topic, what do you guys think of Keke Wyatt's son, Rod Rogers? And did I include everything that there was to include? Did I elaborate on it right? Did I give my opinion right? How did I do? Because I feel like I did. I think they're sad. But if I receive an update or look at an update or see an updates on Keke Wyatt's responses to the claims, I'll be sure to make a video and do one and elaborate on it for y'all to keep y'all up to date. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take I'm gonna take a second and I'm gonna go to the back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom for 1 second and I will be right back. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this on um BRB. Be right back. So y'all don't have to worry about anything because I will be back. I'm gonna have to take a bathroom break. So I will be right back with DDTS, and then we're gonna finish the rest of this live and the last topic of this live. But before I go, how am I doing on this live? Are y'all enjoying this live? You can be honest and let me know. You don't have to sugarcoat nothing. Like, is there anything that I could have done that I could do extra? Anything I can do more? Something that, I know my lives might not be like everybody else's, but hey, I love to do what I do. Oh my goodness, I got another. What time is? Okay, okay, hold on. Let me read this topic. Show on stage. Justin Hickson says, I think that it's awful of Keke Wyatt to say such a thing. How would that make him feel? You're doing great. Thank you so much, Justin Hickson. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Show on stage. Thank you from the seal. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I just want to get y'all opinion. I really appreciate it. Cause once I get y'all opinions and once I get y'all nice words and comments, that makes me feel so you feel makes me feel so good about myself and heart is big and everything. And I try to give a support back to y'all the best I can. That's what makes you unique. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Brandon. I really appreciate that. I just wanted to get that from y'all. I wanted to be sure. But I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this on be right back, BRB, and I will be right back. Once the be right BRB back is gone, that's when I'm back, okay? That's when I'm back, okay? So stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right, let me put this thing on. Be right back. Don't go nowhere, y'all. Stay right here. I'm coming back. Let me see how I do this thing. Lord, how I do this thing. What a sound. Okay, here you go. Right here. I'm gonna do that right there. DeAndre, I have to run to the store, but I'll still be right back to. Okay, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you. That's fine. Come back. Come back whenever you're ready. I'll try to still be on here. I'll probably be on here till I finish this Kelly Price um thing. You know where I'm at. Where we at? Right here. Okay, here we go. I'm back, y'all. I had to go take a bathroom break. Oh my cool. Thought I had a bottle somewhere. Guess I didn't. I was gonna fix me something to drink. Should have did that. Cause I finished my coffee. I'm just talking to myself. I got an issue with that. I ain't got nothing. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Let me go fix me something to drink. Thursday. And they drink me some apple juice water. Drink me some water. I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Look at this a big thing of apple juice, ain't it? I told y'all I love apple juice and cranberry juice. I love all these things. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this last topic. All right, y'all. Okay, ain't nobody here. But let me go and get into this topic. Last topic. And I think it's about Kelly Price. Okay, y'all, we're finna go ahead and get into this last topic. We're gonna be talking about Kelly Price. Drink me some water. All right. Hey, who's back in the live? I'm about to go ahead and about to do this last slide, do this last topic. We're gonna be talking about Kelly Price. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see. All right. It says Kelly Price calls out nasty, disrespectful black women allegedly who have trolled her appearances. Um, I think I saw this topic about a day or two ago, but it never dawned on me. Like I didn't understand it. But after watching a video that Kelly Price posted, I think it's in the article. I'm gonna read the article first, and then we're gonna elaborate on it, and then I can tell y'all about the video that I watched what Kelly Price was um talking about. I'm not saying that I'm on her side. I'm not saying that I'm siding with her. I'm saying that I'm confused. Like I don't know what to believe. Um, it does not take away the fact that Kelly Price, she's a legendary singer. She was my mama's favorite singer. Um, it's just so much, but I'm gonna read this topic, and then after that, we're gonna elaborate on it, and then I'm gonna try my best to um tell y'all how I see fit of this situation. So here we go. Let me see here. Oh my, hold on a minute. All right, okay. It says Kelly Price had some words for the black women who have trolled her in the comments. On Tuesday, September the 2nd, the R&B powerhouse took to her Instagram live with a fury message aimed at women who says have been nasty and disrespectful about her looks. The 52-year-old didn't hold back on men either, saying, any man who feels the right to disrespect women who has never done anything to them, you're a bitch. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. From there, Price remained, folks. that before she was saved and she was a black girl born, raised on the south side of Jamaica, Queens, warning that she's not above clapping back. Hold on one second. Who's here? Oh, hey, Brandon. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back in. Welcome back. Next, the friend of mine singer turned her attention to what she called DEI hires, insisting that while some peoples are losing jobs, she hasn't lost hers and won't anytime soon. While you are fighting for peoples in other cultures to not lose your jobs, I was using my voice, she said, letting it be known no matter how anyone else feels about her, she's booked and busy. In Price comments section, critics have mocked her weight, wardrobe, and even her shoe size. But she brushed it off with a reminder that I'm making my money looking like a fat slob in clothes y'all say are nasty, and I'm still getting paid. Now, this was Kelly Price words. Like, this is exactly and allegedly what Kelly Price is saying. At one point, her frustrations went beyond black women, but black people's in the whole in their BS, admitting that she's still a work in process. She told fans to pray for her because she's not there yet, indulging that she's all for clapping back still. She stood firm on her beliefs that black women in particular can be the most disrespectful. The things we say about other black women, but then want to be activists, educated, this and that and the other. She continued, find yourself because a degree does not give you class. A degree does not get you into heaven. And being a keyboard thug, that'll only get you a ASS whooped when somebody walks up on you and then you didn't know was watching you. So basically, Kelly Price, that was the article that I just read about what Kelly Price basically have said. And it says social media immediately ran to her comments and some calling her out as a hypocrite. The calling is coming from inside the house. We watched R&B divas. You are exactly who you speak of, Kelly Price, wrote one person. She definitely she definitely one of the ones she's talking about, said another. On the flip side, a third person said she said what? She said what she said. Love it. As a fourth person added, MH. It's always your own people trying to tear down their own instead of building them up. And it's sad. I love you, Kelly. Stay blessed. She see Kelly Price rant about black women above and her full spiel here. Okay. So basically, I just got done reading the whole article of what Kelly Price have said about the black men and the black women. But she goes on to say that the black women can be the most disrespectful. Um, after reading that article, this is all alleged, even though you can look it up and see that it's true as well. But as a person that is a black man and that is part of the black community, all I know is to how to be as black and to be myself. Well, let me be the first to say I get Kelly Price is upset. I get Kelly Price is expression is express is it um what's that word I'm looking for? Is expressing how she feels. I get the fact that she said in the topic, peoples have been calling her overweight, and basically she said people's been calling her a slob and calling the clothes nasty that she's in, and she's 52 years old. And I feel like the main reason I'm not taking her side, I'm just speaking my facts. I feel like us as individuals, us as peoples, we can basically give our opinion, say how we really feel without even trying to hurt other peoples. But other peoples don't know how to put it into words and context of not trying to hurt, you know, other peoples. Well, me, I'm just gonna say this. I'm basically just gonna say this, and I'm just gonna put it in my opinion. Okay? If these if these women, black women said this about Kelly, about her being overweight and some of the clothes she wearing is looks nasty on her and this and that and the third. Kelly Price does make a point. When she was talking about the DEI jobs, I don't know, was she being shady? I don't know, was she was trying to make a point of this and that and the third. Kelly Price said, let me go back up. Let me go back up for when she first um talked about the whole thing. I wish I can put the video in here, but I don't have the premium version of StreamYard. I just have the free version. That's all I can basically have at this very moment. But she basically said she called out the DEI hires, and she said that basically while some people are losing a job, she has not lost hers, and she basically said that she's always booked and busy, which I can understand that. Well, I'm going to say this. It's obviously that Kelly Price is angry. It's obviously that she's angry. It's obviously that, she's tired of the disrespect by her own community. Because I will say this, I love all my black brothers and sisters. I love everyone that loves me. But let's just take a deep let's just take a deep thought now. It's obviously she's upset. It's obviously she's tired of being disrespected by her own community, the community that we as our own claim. We as the black and brown community, we claim that we are tired of being disrespected. We claim that we are tired of being disrespected. We claim that we're tired of being disrespected. I talk about this a lot. We claim we're tired of being disrespected, but it's really our own community that be disrespecting each other. And then try to blame it on other people's, But really, we are our own fault at times. Not all, but some. We have to look at our own selves half of the time. It's not all black peoples of the community, it is some of us. Because we have so much hatred beyond ourselves that that's where the disrespect comes from. And that's why I feel Kelly Price basically is coming from. Like I said, I'm not siding with her because some things she said was on point. Some things she said I didn't agree with. But I will stand on this. Basically, how are we going to say that we are tired of being disrespected? But really, it's some of our own community, the black community, that's being disrespectful to our own community. Brandon says he likes the term keyboard thug. You know what? I've never heard of that term to now. I've never heard of that term to now. And as I was reading, I never understood that term till she said, let me see let me see where that paragraph is in. When she said a keyboard thug, I never understood. Let me see. Here you go. When she says, matter of fact, let me go on and read this passage again. It says, things we say about other black women, but then want to be activists, educated, this and that, and others. She continued, find yourself because a degree does not give you a class, a degree does not get you into heaven, and being a keyboard thug, that'll only get you a ass whooped. Get your ass whooped when somebody walks up on you that you didn't know was watching you. And that is the truth. And I think I know the definition of a keyboard thug. Brandon says someone who can be tough on the keyboard on the computer but won't be tough in your face. You know what? You definitely hit the land on the mark. You definitely hit the nail on the head and the coffin, Brandon, when you see it there. Because I was just thinking about that. I understand what Kelly Price is saying about that as well. Basically, what you were saying, Brandon, and what Kelly Price is saying, basically, and this is true, you have these peoples. They claim that they so bad, they want to be so bad behind the keyboard. They want to be so bad behind social media, typing this and that on what they gonna do and how and what this person is, what that person is. But they don't know the person that they is basically talking mess about, talking cash money shit about. But when they see that person face to face, who they talk that cash money shit about, it's a different story. They try to easily soften up and be like, I was just playing, I was just playing. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Don't say that. You didn't so you weren't saying it when you was typing all that stuff. But now that you are face to face, you said you're gonna do this and do that to that person. Well, you in that person's face. So do what you said you was gonna do to that person when you see them face to face. In the words of Barry White, practice what you preach. I'm just gonna put it in that aspect. Back in the day, before computers, we called them telephone tough guy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Before computers was even out. Oh yeah. It was always some type of communication somewhere. It didn't even matter if it was from a letter. But yeah, I can understand where Kelly is coming from on part of the situation. Basically she's saying allegedly, if I got this correct, she's tired of getting marked about her weight by our community, the black community. the black men and black women, but basically it's by the black women because basically she said allegedly that black women, some of the black women can be the most disrespectful. And I'm not calling black women disrespectful, not all black women. I love the definition, I love the essence of a black woman because, hey, I come from a black woman. I was born to a black woman, which is my late great mother. I love my mom. My mama was a strong black queen. I will forever praise a black queen. I will forever praise a black woman. I will never talk down on a black woman. But I will say this. It is a lot of black women in our community. They know, they know that they are worthy to be praised, but it's some black women that will never understand that they is destined to be praised and destined to, you know, be loved, be cared about. But you have some black women that don't want to accept the fact that they have the opportunity to be loved, to be respected, and everything. You have some black women that feels like they've been portrayed so many times, hurt so many times, not given the opportunity, not given the chance so many times. But even when you try to give that black woman, that black queen, the time to be appreciated, to be loved, the opportunity, you know what? They take that and they fill it up with anger of themselves. They be filled up with so much anger, so much attitude because of the disrespect that they was handed, the disrespect that they was always given. They wasn't given the opportunity to be appreciated. They didn't have the chance to get that opportunity to be loved and this and that and the third. That's why a lot of black women, that's why, that's my opinion, and I think I figured it out. I think I figured it out. That's why a lot of people want to call a black woman angry. They want to call a black woman angry because I think I done figured out. They want to call a black woman angry because of the attitude, because of how she responds to certain things, because of her actions. Now, let me put this out there. It's not all black women that are like this. It's the black women that was always done wrong. That was always not given the opportunity. That was not always given what she was deserving of. It's not all black women. Black women are are one of the most strongest women that there is. Over 400 and some years, black women have proven and proven and proven to us that they are strong. And to this very day are still strong. We come from, you know, it's the truth. That's why I feel why some women have a lot of animosity, have a lot of anger, have a lot of fear, fearfulness built up inside of them, and animosity built up inside of them because of how they was treated by their own community, how they was treated by other peoples. And when you get tired of being treated the way like that, and when you get tired of being treated like that and going through the same thing, what do? You unleash on a person that is trying to give you the time of the day, that is trying to give you the opportunity, a person that sees you all the pain that you done been through. So what happens? You don't know how to react. You don't know how to take in the fact that somebody is trying to compliment you, that's trying to appreciate you, that's trying to give you the benefit of a doubt, that's trying to give you all the recognition and your flowers that you was well deserving of as a black woman or as a black man or anyone. But when you've been through hurt, but when you've been through so much, bullied, this and then the third, you don't know how to take that in when somebody is really trying to be nice to you, really, and taking it in. And that's just how I put it. I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel. Not only black women, but black men. We all have been through this. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong, but that's just how I see it. Okay, Brandon just put some up here. I got carried away talking. Brandon says some people try to make themselves feel better by putting other people's down, and I don't like those peoples. Exactly. I don't like those peoples either. Hold on one second. Yes, I don't like those peoples either. It's it it does not, those type of peoples, that's not right. Putting somebody else down because they're miserable and they don't have no life. They never could accomplish what they wanted done in life. But when they see somebody of the same atmosphere, when they see somebody that is basically getting further than they could ever get, you have that type of person that sees the person that is going further, that is moving on, that is doing better. You always going to have that one person that talks down on that one person because they're not doing what they could have done in their career, in their life. And I feel like if you have to talk down on somebody to put them down just because you down, just because you're not happy, just because you couldn't have this and that, basically you are a bad energy fly. You are bad energy. You give a bad vibe. You make people don't want to be around you. And you make people don't want to be friends with you. Because not too many people want to talk to you every day. And every day you talk to a person, you always have some negative to say about yourself. Something bad is always happening to you. Something bad is always happening to you. Somebody's always doing this and that to you. But you never want to talk about the positive things. You never want to talk about the great things that could happen in your life. Or anything. It's always something negative. And that's why I pulled myself back from a lot of peoples like that in my friendships and everything like that because I got tired of being drained in that negative fly. Because I got tired of being drained. You would get tired of that. And that's how I feel like Kelly Price is feeling. You know, she's getting criticized by her clothes. People's calling her a nasty, calling her all these types of names. I'm not going to do that. They're calling her all these types of names. And that's why I kind of feel like she said how she said it and what she said. That's just how I see it. Y'all don't have to agree with me, but that's just how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of the things Kelly have said, some things, shouldn't have been said, but she's just speaking her truth and how she feels about that. But how am I doing so far? I'm just basically, y'all might not agree with me, but that's just how I see it. Brandon says, I have a boss at work that used to always do that to people to make himself look better because he was worse than everybody. But it constantly point out everybody's failures to everybody. And that's wow. Wow, wow, wow. Peoples do not know how to act. I'm telling you. Negative energy. Negative energy. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. And then on top of that, let's go on and get into this last part of this Kelly Price topic. Then you had peoples on social media calling her out, saying that she was a hypocrite and she is the call of calling inside the house. And peoples was like, they watched the R&B divas. Are you exactly who you speak of? Kelly Price wrote one person. She definitely one of those ones she's talking about. Said another. Now I did not watch R&B divas, so I don't know too much of that. But my question is, before I shut this episode down, before I shut this live down, before I do that, what exactly did Kelly Price say or do on R&B Divas that had that got people's talking? Because I didn't watch it at that time. I didn't know nothing about R&B Divas. I know of them, but I didn't watch the show. And another person said on the flip side, a third person said she said what she said, love it. And as a fourth person added, MH, it's always your own people's trying to tear down their own instead of building them up. And it's so sad. I love Kelly Price. Stay blessed. Okay, so I agree. It's always your own peoples that try to tear you down instead of building you back up. Now that I agree. It's always your own peoples that try to tear you down and to build you back up. And I'm saying the community. I look at it as we all can have the same thing if we can just stop hating on one another and help each other get what we're trying to get. You ain't gonna never come to terms with something for having hatred for anybody. How can you have hatred and dislike for somebody and you don't even know what the person has done to you to have dislike to them? You don't even know what the person have done to you and you have dislike for them. Like, I would never understand that. Y'all ain't even said one or two words to each other and you have dislike for that person, and y'all, I just don't understand it. Maybe it's not for me to understand. The people who are the closest to you can be your biggest enemies. Always keep positive peoples around you. And you know what? Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. So I think that's how I see it, and that's gonna be it for that topic. And this it is for this live. But before I go, is there anything anybody else wants to add? How did I do on this live? Did I include everything that there was to include? Please let me know. Thank you, Brandon. You do the same. Um, Thank you for coming in. So everybody, that's gonna be my live for today. Did I include everything that there was to include about the Kelly Price topic and the Keke Wyatt's topic and her son's cancer diagnosis? Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with another video as soon as possible. I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank y'all for watching. And I really want to say I love each and every one of y'all. And until next time, I love y'all. See you soon. Thank you. Bye bye. Uh-oh, let me go. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, hold on one second. Now let me leave.